Hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Football Friday from BC Foot Performance. I'm Coach Bobby Cole, and today we're going to go over the 4 basic fundamentals for quarterbacks to be able to throw a football just like Joe Burrow does in this video. So we're going to see him launch this football, and it seems like it's very little effort for him to do this. All right, this is a viral video from their playoff game against the Bills a couple months ago. But what are the 4 key things that go into this that allow him to throw it? So the first thing is when he breaks his hands, he breaks the hands straight back. He doesn't have a big long dip. If he has a big long dip, that's going to put strain on the shoulder as you try to rotate through. It's also going to throw off the timing, so your arm's going to be behind your hips. All right, so you'll watch his hands right here. We just see that football break and come right through. So if we drew a line right underneath the football, it doesn't come down below. It stays right where he's holding it now, which is very important. Okay, so right here, we draw that line. That football stays right there. So now he's able to time that up with his hips. All right, second thing, guys, is when you step forward, you want a short step, and you want to be able to have a knee bend. So when his knee is right now planted in front of him in the ground, he has a knee bend here. So that's going to allow him to rotate around his hips and step forward and continue to create that torque. If a lot of players, when they step too far forward with too big of a stride, they're not able to rotate their hips because their base is too wide. Okay, you want to make sure that your base is just about shoulder width, and we just take a short, quick step, and we're really going to snap our hips through to get that energy. And that's going to be the third thing, guys. So the third thing is, for quarterbacks, you want to use the rotation of your hips and your upper body to create the torque, and that's the energy for this throw. All right, yes, it's a lot of shoulder, but the shoulder is really the guiding factor for your throw. It's not the thing that creates all of the power. Okay, so your hips really generate that power, and our arm is just guiding the football where it needs to go. So if we watch Joe Burrow here, he does a great job of rotating those hips through, and you can see him actually physically pop up and come up off the ground. So he's generating all of that power through those hips. All right, watch it again, but just watch his hips are going to pop and fire through, and his hips and shoulders are actually going to be faced exactly where he wants before he releases the football. All right, so right there, he rotates those hips all the way through. All right, and now the final piece, guys, is going to be that flick. So when you release this football, you really need to flick your hand down, and your thumb needs to go all the way across into your left pocket. So we'll see as Joe Burrow, as he rotates, or as he lets this ball go out of his hand, you're going to see that hand snap down. All right, and that's what's going to create that spiral, and that's what makes this ball really rotate through. So he snaps down, lets go of that football. We're going to see that hand down just like this, all right, as if it was going down into the left pocket. And with that, you're also going to see that football out there at about 40 to 50 yards down the field, all right, going into a perfect spiral. So those are 4 basic fundamentals, guys. Good break of the hands, first step, rotating the hips, and then that flick of the hand at the end, and you're going to be able to throw the football just like Joe Burrow.